Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and I want to talk to you about habits and a specific type of habit called a Keystone habit. Now, I read about this in the book called The Power of Habits, and while I'd never heard it called a Keystone habit, I'm certainly familiar with this idea, and I think it's profound, and so that's why I wanted to talk about it today. Because I think so often when it comes to changing our health or when it comes to changing our weight, we really, we finally get to the point where we say, okay, that's it, I'm going to do it, and we want to change it, and we're excited and we're motivated, and we want to change everything. We try changing all of our eating. We try to start exercising more. We start trying to do all of these things all at once. And it makes sense. I mean, we want fast results. It's not hard to understand why. The problem is, though, that it usually doesn't work, right? It's very unsustainable. I think the one exception is if you go into a new environment. So I remember I went and did my yoga teacher training, and I went to an ashram for 30 days. And so I'm living in a tent. You know what I mean? I'm eating all completely natural, unprocessed foods. There's no electricity, there's no TV, no radio, so you're going to bed early. Your mind's clearing out. So when you go into a new environment, maybe you have a better chance with doing it. But if you want to change up your habits and you're in the same environment, to change them all up at once is just, again, it sounds great and you'll get the fastest results for sure, but it's very hard to maintain it. Right? As soon as you get distracted or tired or bored or something happens, you lose a little bit of focus or motivation, it's hard to keep all those up. So what is a Keystone habit? It is one habit that you focus on. And as what's his name that wrote this book? I forgot. I'm going to do a book review on this. Charles Duhigg. He writes that Keystone habits, often when you institute one habit, it automatically affects others. And often these habits create a chain reaction and widespread change. And I can tell you this is absolutely the case for me when I look over, the changes that I created. One of the first changes I had to make was I had to stop eating at night because I used to just snack all night long, until I went to bed. So in the journey of learning how to change that, one of the things I came up with, I started drinking water at night instead of eating. And so that became my Keystone habit. I started drinking more water, and it was the most water I'd ever drank in my life. And so all of a sudden that became a good Keystone habit that I had that, consistently I was doing. That one habit started affecting everything else. It literally created this chain reaction. And so what I'm saying to you is that instead of making, and I think this works both ways, that I think not only is it hard to maintain when we try and change all the habits, but the other thing I think is almost worse is that when we're off track, right, we're not really thinking about our weight or our health. When we start thinking about getting healthier or losing weight, if we think we have to change all these habits at once, it seems like a bigger deal and we're not as excited to do it. We're not as apt to do it. Okay, and so if we make it simple, we're more likely to do that and get started with the whole thing. Okay, and so that's what I'm saying to you. And it never ends really. I can tell you, I'm always looking to add new habits into my life, but I'm focusing on one, I'm instituting it, getting it to be automatic, then moving on to the next one. And I know that's a smart strategy because it doesn't take as much effort and energy. And I know, again, that chain reaction kind of phenomenon going on, that when you do start doing things like drinking water, for example, if you start drinking the proper amount of water consistently, after a week, after 2 weeks, after a month or two, your self-image starts to change. You start to think of yourself as a healthier person. And that shift alone creates, again, all kinds of other positive changes for you. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say to you finally at the end here. Again, I want to make some things practical for you, is to, instead of changing everything, pick one habit and make it simple. It doesn't have to be crazy. I think that's the important point here. Because again, it's the consistency beating intensity philosophy. It's the, instead of all or nothing, we want to become all or something. And so this is how you can do it. Pick a Keystone habit, drink more water, go for a 5-minute walk, do a little bit of stretching, eat a salad, whatever it may be for you, that resonates with you, do that and commit to it. And, even if you're on track or off track, commit to this one habit. And it's a mind, it kind of blows your mind a bit when it's a real game changer when you're off track, right? You're tired, you're just, things aren't going well, you're stressed out, work's not right, life's stressful, and you're overeating even, but you're still doing that Keystone habit. And that is a profound moment. I can tell you from working with many clients and in my own life personally, that's always a profound thing. Because again, we're so all or nothing. To all of a sudden become all or something so that we're never completely off track anymore. And that's the beauty of the Keystone habit as well. So, there's just so many benefits to it. I'm a big fan, and I love that book too, by the way. Like I said, keep an eye out. I'm going to do a book review on it because it was just so good. And I think that book, I've been teaching about habits for a long time, but I like how succinct he makes it. He makes the whole habit idea of what they are and how to change them. I think he makes it very succinct. But again, the main thing being Keystone habits. So focus on and think about it and begin instituting it today. And if it's too hard to institute today, think of something else that's easy enough to institute today. All right? Do that and let me know about it. Let me know in the comments, if this works for you, if you already have one and how it's affected you. I'd love to hear about it. So thanks a lot. I'll see you tomorrow.